the Second World War, pilots' suicide bombers were used generally for destruction of the surface ships of the opponent. According to the American sources, all the kamikaze sank 45 and put out of action about 300 fighting vessels. Vasya Iko was born in Japan in February in 1926 year. 1 year and 5 months was called and served in military air forces. In their last flight it rose in August in 1945 and headed for Sakhalin. However, in air in the Japanese pilot internal fight between a duty and fear of death, between the received installation and common sense began, won a self-preservation instinct. Iko planted the plane in the Soviet airfield. Captivity code, 3 years in the Siberian camp. And then the Soviet authorities defined a place, the settlement of the Japanese, the village Dzerzhinsky, Krasnoyarsk region.
Ревность накрыла меня, как снежная лавина. Из-за вчерашнего дня меня лишь половина.
Тенью хожу за тобой, не понимая, где я. Только занос за любовь болит еще сильнее. Я сценарий зная, направляю в небо свой самолет, чтобы не видеть слезы. Камикадзе, камикадзе, вечность ради одного дня. Камикадзе, камикадзе, мое небо любит меня. Камикадзе, камикадзе, дальше мне с тобою нельзя. Камикадзе, камикадзе, ничего не бойся.
My husband was born in Japan. He was a pilot, the suicide bomber, but didn't carry out all the tasks. Was given in captivity, planted the plane in the Soviet airfield. We lived with him 35 years. 3 daughters, from them 6 grandsons, were born at us. At the teacher, the instructor at school of pilots, suicide bombers war complex challenge as fear of the death the main phobia of the majority of people. He carries out psychological processing of cadets. Imagine then you are at the purpose. To it is absolutely close. You see each rivet of the enemy's last seconds. It seems to you that you soar in air. Before you there is a face of mother. She doesn't cry. There is no all as always. And then you hear a loud sound, such as it broke a crystal vase. You aren't present more. But the smoke went not to a pipe and in. A Lockhart disassembled it, made recalculation and combined the furnace anew. Since then is 310 years laid down furnace on all area. The father already isn't present 25 years, but furnaces combined, but it still serve people, please the honest. In Russia a lot of things wasn't pleasant to it, but it didn't advertise it. Japanese it was possible managed 3 times, but it always came back to a family. That Vasya Iko then, difficult to tell, worried. After the end of war, passed 67 years. Time erased many contradictions. For those who sent him to death, he remained a traitor, the deserter. For us Russians, his desertion prevented destruction and death of people.